Welcome to 5-Minute Bedtime Stories, brought to you by TaleBot, your child's AI storyteller. Want to create a bedtime story for your child? Visit talebotai.com/create. Now, let's sit back and enjoy the story.
Tessa's Enchanting Sleepover with Grandpa. A special bedtime story for Tessa. Once upon a time in a cozy little town, there lived a sweet and curious girl named Tessa. Tessa was 6 years old and had a heart full of love and imagination. She lived with her parents, but she also had a very special person in her life, her grandpa. Grandpa was wise, kind, and always had a twinkle in his eye. He loved spending time with Tessa and teaching her new things. Every summer, Tessa looked forward to their annual sleepover. It was a magical time filled with endless adventures and wonderful memories. One sunny afternoon, Tessa's parents dropped her off at Grandpa's house. They waved goodbye, and Tessa and Grandpa couldn't wait to embark on their sleepover adventure. Grandpa had a surprise planned for Tessa, a treasure hunt in his beautiful backyard. With a map in hand, Tessa and Grandpa set off on their adventure. They followed the clues, searching high and low, laughing and cheering each other on. Finally, they discovered a hidden treasure chest buried beneath a gorgeous, old oak tree. Inside the chest, they found a note that read, "Dear Tessa, the real treasure is the time we spend together. Let's create more precious memories tonight." Tessa's eyes sparkled with excitement. She knew that the night was going to be extraordinary. Grandpa took her hand and led her into the house, where he had transformed the living room into a magical campsite. They pitched a cozy tent, complete with fluffy pillows and warm blankets. Grandpa had even arranged a mini projector to create a starry night sky on the ceiling. Tessa gazed up, feeling like she was floating among the stars. As the sun began to set, Tessa and Grandpa sat around a crackling campfire in the backyard. They roasted marshmallows on sticks and made gooey s'mores. Tessa's laughter filled the air as she recounted silly stories from school, and Grandpa shared tales from his own childhood. After the snacks, it was time for a grand adventure. Tessa and Grandpa put on their explorers' hats and ventured into the enchanted forest behind the house. They tiptoed past towering trees, giggling at the funny sounds they made when the wind rustled their leaves. Suddenly, Tessa spotted a tiny door nestled between the roots of a massive tree. "Grandpa, look!" she exclaimed in delight. The door swung open, and they discovered a secret fairy kingdom hidden within. The fairies welcomed them with open arms, and Tessa danced with them under the moonlight. Back in the tent, Tessa and Grandpa snuggled up and read her favorite stories. They embarked on exciting journeys to far-off lands, encountering fantastical creatures and solving magical mysteries. Tessa's imagination soared as Grandpa brought the stories to life with his animated voices and gestures. As the night grew darker, Tessa began to feel a sense of adventure brewing within her. She whispered to Grandpa, "Can we have a midnight feast, just like in the books?" Grandpa's eyes twinkled mischievously, and he nodded in agreement. Tiptoeing to the kitchen, Tessa and Grandpa gathered their favorite snacks, cookies, milk, and even some ice cream topped with sprinkles. They giggled as they raided the fridge, careful not to wake anyone else. Sitting cross-legged on the living room floor, Tessa and Grandpa devoured their delicious feast. They shared secrets and dreams, promising to support each other no matter what. The room echoed with their laughter and joyful whispers. Finally, as the clock struck midnight, Tessa's eyelids began to feel heavy. Grandpa tucked her into bed, planting a gentle kiss on her forehead. "Good night, my little adventurer. Dream big," he whispered. With a heart full of love and memories, Tessa drifted off to sleep, feeling safe and cherished in her grandpa's arms. As she slept, her dreams were filled with magical creatures, grand adventures, and the laughter they shared. The next morning, Tessa woke up to the smell of pancakes and the sound of birds chirping outside her window. She rushed into the kitchen to find Grandpa wearing his favorite apron and flipping pancakes with a mischievous grin. They enjoyed a hearty breakfast together, savoring every bite. Tessa knew that the sleepover had come to an end, but the memories they had created would last a lifetime. Grandpa hugged Tessa tightly, promising more adventures in the future. With a heart full of love and a mind filled with dreams, Tessa waved goodbye to Grandpa. She knew that she was the luckiest girl in the world to have such a wonderful grandpa who taught her the joy of love, laughter, and imagination. And so, with a heart full of happiness, Tessa returned home, ready to share her magical sleepover adventure with her parents. As she climbed into bed that night, she whispered a silent thank you to the stars, knowing that the memories she had made with her grandpa would forever be cherished in her heart. And from that day forward, Tessa held on to the magic of that sleepover, knowing that love and imagination would always guide her on the most extraordinary adventures life had to offer.
Thank you for joining us on this enchanting journey. If you enjoyed tonight's story, remember, the magic doesn't have to end here. Craft your own adventure with TaleBot by visiting talebotai.com/create. And as a special treat, use the coupon code TALE99 at checkout to get your bedtime story for just 99 cents, instead of the usual $2.99. Sweet dreams, and until our next tale.